These videos are educational in nature and meant to help 21 and over adult smokers switch to a healthier alternative. Welcome back to the channel, folks. I am Matt. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to check out the Caliburn G3 Lite by Uwell. So, they're really trying to build out this G-Pod line. I'm assuming they're going to continue building devices around these. They call it the GPP platform, I believe. Same as the other G3 pods that we recently saw. This is just a little more simplified version, but it does have a big battery. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive into it. So on the inside, this is what you're going to get: a user manual, and then your device that's all wrapped up in a pouch with one pod pre-installed. So now this device does have a 1200 milliamp hour battery made out of PCTG. It's pretty lightweight. Doesn't feel cheap though, it's just that hard plastic we've seen other devices use. USB-C port is right there, airflow hole right there, little light indicator right there. Nothing on that side except for mine says sample, not for sale. And that's basically it. So meant to be a super cost-effective and simple device that still takes the G3 pod. So up top here is your pod. And we have seen these before. They do hold 2.5 mLs of liquid. All of Uwell's newest coil tech, the newest ProFox tech. I think they're on like 3.0 tech or something. Supposed to be very, very leak resistant because of the airflow path that it takes to get up and through to your coil. Also, the newest coil wicking technology that they use, they vape really, really well, as you've seen in other videos, like on the original G3. So anyway, side fill port. This one that comes pre-installed, you only get one, is a 0.6 ohm. I believe they're going to have 0.9 ohm versions you can get as well in the device, but if not, you can buy the 0.9 ohms separately. I tend to like the 0.9 ohms with like a 25 milligram salt, but with something like this 0.6 ohm, I'm going to use a 12 milligram freebase nicotine. So let's fill it on up. When done, close that up like so. And then there's what the inside of the device looks like. You have magnets, contacts, draw activation switch, no buttons on this whatsoever. But I do like the way they did it. So it's a bigger battery because it's 1200 milliamp hours. But the pod sits down inside, but this part's clear, so you're still able to see your liquid level all the way down. So keep in mind, this will hold any of the G3 pods, the 0.9 ohms. I believe there's top fill versions as well, but it'll take a lot of pods, and it seems like they're really building off of this platform. No more different pods for each device, things like that. You got a little texture on the device here, and you can see it says G3 Lite right there. You can just barely see it. Very simple. Now also another option is that they're now making pre-filled G3 pods. All right, so these ones are 20 milligram and they're 0.9 ohm. And let's go ahead and pop one of those out. All right, and there we are. These ones do not look to be see-through. Okay, but they do hold 2.5 mLs of liquid still. But anyway, you now have an option of pre-filled pods to use with the G3 line of devices. So there's a look at it in the hand. Very, very lightweight, good size battery compared to the Cross 4 Mini here. Close to the same height, but this guy is a little fatter and thicker, but it does have a bigger battery, so it's to be expected. All right, guys, that is it for the up close. Let's go ahead and go up top, vape this, and talk about it a little more. All right, so here's the Caliburn G3 Lite. Now, something I forgot to mention in the up close is that it does have two steps of airflow control. You have a bigger hole and a smaller hole on the bottom of these pods. So when the bigger hole is towards the airflow, let's vape it like that. It's a very loose MTL draw. Maybe you could direct lung that if you wanted to, but it'd be kind of tight. It's a sort of in-betweener. I would say it's still for MTL. And then if you go to the tighter airflow, you can definitely tell there's more restriction, and then I would call that a medium to loose MTL. Kind of reminds me of like some of the Caliburn A series pods, if you remember those. By the way, flavor on this is fantastic. Right out of the gate, no issues, just as good as any of the other top dog pod systems out there. The newest gen pods that we've seen from companies like Vupu, Smoke, Uwell, and many others are really, really good. They nail the tension between the wicking and the coil. They have really smooth airflow, this is no exception. Really super duper smooth airflow on this. I believe that's something I said in the last G3 video as well. All right, so I want to try this pre-filled pod that's got a salt. Let's start out with the looser draw towards the airflow hole. Here we go. Really good. And that draw is, even though that's the looser one, it is tighter than the looser one on the 0.6 ohm. So keep that in mind. 0.9 ohm will give you a tighter draw. Because I would call that still medium, bordering on loose, but we're getting closer. Then let's flip it around. And that gives me that perfect medium mouth-to-lung draw that I'm looking for. And from what I remember, I think I liked the 0.9 ohm refillable pods the best as well in this series, just because of the way I vape and the airflow I like. Flavor is actually really nice on this. It has a good vape and it's similar to disposables. Yeah, definitely enough warmth from the 0.9 ohm because the airflow does tighten up. Really, really good. But if you're someone that likes, free base nicotine and a little bit looser draw, go with the 0.6 ohm. Or you just want a really powerful vape even if you are using salts. Yeah, really good. Okay, pros and cons, what is there? Not a lot. It's a very simple device. You do have a side fill port on these pods, so you got to pull it up to fill right there, but you can get a top fill version of these pods as well. It only has 2 steps of airflow control. Would have been nice to fine tune it a little bit more, especially with the 0.6 ohm, so I could tighten it up a little bit. But again, it's the Lite version. It's supposed to be a simple device. Also, when you're holding it, make sure you don't go like that and plug up the airflow right there. You can hold it a little lower though, like that, or just fingertips. Really comfortable mouthpiece as well. Yeah, I know a few people that are just in love with the G3 series and that's all they use now, and I understand it. It's really freaking good. The airflow is super smooth. The flavor is fantastic right out of the gate on these. And with this new one, you have quite a large battery, 1200 milliamp hour battery. Little light indicator right there. Not sure if you can see that. But yeah, it's simple, it's inexpensive, but it's got these new pods, new coil tech. If you're looking for, a disposable alternative and you want to get your first refillable device, this would be a really good one to try out. So all in all, I dig it. If you want an MTL device that's got a good amount of battery, but still small, simple, great flavor, great performance off the pods, it's definitely worth trying. Or maybe you just want a second device and you already have the G3 and you want to get this simple version instead with the large battery, go for it. No issues. Really, really nice vape. So I think that's it. Nice job, Uwell. I hope this review is helpful for all of you out there. That about wraps it up. Until next time, thanks for watching.